You're welcome back to Pearse Stadium for the last of the preliminary quarter-finals of the Galway Senior Club Football Championship. The clash of Killannin, the men in blue and white, against the black and amber of Mountbellew, Moylough. It's Ollie Turner with you. Welcome on into a dark and dreary and wet and wintry Pearse Stadium. It has been an absolute shocker of a weekend in the west of Ireland in terms of weather conditions for these players to be playing out in knockout championship football action. We're getting ready for the last game, which has been delayed by 35 minutes from its original throw-in time, and that's of course thanks to the amazing match that was on beforehand, where Dunmore McHale's and Nivana Letchermore went to extra time. Dunmore winning that game by 2 points thanks to a save by county goalkeeper Conor Gleeson with the last act of the game, as Nivana Letchermore threatened to score a goal to cause an upset and win an extraordinary match that had threatened at times to go all the way to penalties. As the darkness is descending here on Pearse Stadium, we're now getting ready for the last of the preliminary quarter-finals, and that will be followed at the end of this game by the draw for the quarter-finals. So there's a lot at stake over the course of the next 60 minutes or so. Let's have a look at both lineups then as we get ready for this preliminary quarter-final. We'll start with the Killannin lineup here as well. Killannin, of course, themselves have had a pretty good run to this stage of the championship and some very important wins as they go along the line as well. Killannin, of course, have got Sam Keating at full-back, county star Johnny Heaney at centre-back, and a really impressive midfield pairing of Dara Walsh, son of Kevin, the former manager, and Ryan Roach, who has really imposed himself on this year's Galway Championship. Up front, Cian Marks was their man of the match in the last round, while up front, the evergreen Patrick Sweeney, Luke Carr, Cian Gorham have all got plenty of scores in them if they're going to cause an upset here and defeat Mountbellew Moylough. They are managed by Gay O'Brien. For Mountbellew Moylough, well, they've got former Roscommon All-Ireland minor winning manager Fergal O'Donnell at the helm. He'll be calling and looking at the experienced John Daly, the county star at centre-back, to lead the line. Leo Donlan, Kieran Mulhern and Colin Mannion manning the 8, 9 and 10 berths. Up front, Barry McHugh has been a stalwart of Mountbellew Moylough and one of the leading free takers in the Galway Club Championship for the last decade. And he's got plenty of help up in that front unit as well, with the likes of Owen Finnerty and Gerard Donoghue. All in all, Mountbellew Moylough will feel that as county champions in the last number of years, they will have a chance to play themselves back into the last 8 of the championship with a victory here today in Pearse Stadium. All ready to go then in the middle of the field. The match referee and his linesmen are getting ready. James Malloy, with his red jersey, is of course a well-known inter-county official from the Salthill Knocknacarra club as well, and his linesmen in position out there as well. We'll hope, perhaps, like the rest of us, that this one can be decided in 60 minutes. But who knows? It's been a day of extra time. It's been a day of penalties. The senior football relegation tie between Moylough Abbey and Barna na Firbica went all the way to penalties this morning in a match that ran very late in Headford before eventually Moylough Abbey saved their senior status. So the Senior Football Championship relegation final in Galway is going to be between St Michael's and Barna na Firbica. One of those teams will make the drop down to senior. But here we're wondering about who is going to be in the hat to try and win the Senior Football Championship. And for Mountbellew Moylough and for Killannin, this is Last Chance Saloon. Former Galway forward Pádraig Cunningham joins me on CoCom as well. For Killannin, they might find that they're in bonus territory here today. Mountbellew Moylough, are they a little bit off where they would have been back in 2020 when they were winning this championship, Pádraig? Or how can they find that extra bit of form under Fergal O'Donnell to become a meaningful threat in this year's championship?
Yeah, absolutely. They will feel themselves, Mountbellew, they've kind of dropped down, probably not to the levels of the chasing pack that was coming at them, I suppose, in terms of how far ahead they were themselves in Salthill, Corfin, Humes, they've kind of nearly dropped from that pack. They will be disappointed with a big loss today. The news of Owen Finnerty is out injured for Mountbellew Moylough. It's a big loss to the inside forwards, the power forwards he is for this Mountbellew team. But as you just said, it is bonus territory for Killannin. They will feel like they can really put it up to this Mountbellew team today.
Well, that is a big news and a big loss, Owen Finnerty, because that's certainly, from a Mountbellew Moylough forward point of view, he would have been one of the main score getters along with Barry McHugh. Still plenty of firepower there though for Mountbellew Moylough, and we mentioned Barry McHugh as well, and what a stalwart he's been for years at full forward.
Yeah, he's been absolutely phenomenal for Mountbellew Moylough. His distance kicking, his shooting from range, his scores, everything's brilliant. So it is.
We're getting ready for the start of the senior championship. Johnny Heaney involved in a bit of a scuffle down there to our right hand side, and this is all happening in the middle of our Round Vian. Two yellow cards before the ball is thrown in. Johnny Heaney is one of them that picks that up. The other man, of course, to get the yellow card down there, it looks like it is the number 5, James Foley, from Mountbellew Moylough. It has got seriously dark here in Pearse Stadium. There is an all-merciful shower of rain coming. The ball is thrown in. It looks like there's a pull on the hand of the Killannin midfielder Ryan Roach, and that will be a free to the Killannin men. And already you can sense the temperature is up in this one. We could be in for a feisty evening, Pádraig.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And it started there. The national anthem was starting, and you've seen James Foley and Johnny Heaney just going at each other. So definitely it's going to be a helter-skelter game here with a lot of hard hitting and tough battling going on. I'd
say the 4 umpires, the 2 linesmen, the referee, and anyone else that's here from an official perspective would want to keep their eyes well peeled for everything that's going on and off camera in this senior football championship game. There is that shower of rain that was threatened because it was so dark overhead, and it is an absolute deluge that's coming down here now. I don't know if your pictures at home, wherever you're watching us on Galway GA TV or listening on Galway Bay FM, this is biblical at the moment.
Wow, I've never seen anything like it. It's some the clouds didn't go black, but my God, it is absolutely belter-skelter down.
Johnny Heaney goes for a shot out to the left-hand side and wide. I think if anything, he just wanted to get rid of the ball. There's all sorts going on there of after the ball had been cleared, but this is almost unplayable at the moment.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're kind of starting to wonder for these conditions. It's absolutely it's lashing down the heavens, and it's really hard to see for the players out there with the rain that's been made.
Well, the referee is even turning his back, trying to shield himself, but it's so bad at the moment. I would nearly be taking the players off for a couple of minutes because this is just ridiculous. It is an absolute storm here in Salt Hill at the moment. The wind is howling. There were a few people down on the bottom 1/3 of the stand who probably weren't covered as well as those up at the back where we are, and they have made a quick scarper to get right back to the back as quick as they can. And the sooner this shower empties itself out and that we can get to something akin to normal playing conditions, the better. But this has been an absolutely shocking start to the match. With driving wind, it's almost hailstones at the moment, it's so cold. But Mountbellew Moylough having to keep their composure and hold on to possession because they are the ones playing with the elements, and they're going to have to build up some kind of a lead here, Pádraig.
Absolutely, yeah. They're going to have to, like, they're really slow, steady tack going forward, but they've kind of injected a bit of pace here, and now an opportunity.
See, can they get the first shot of the post? John Daly coming forward. It goes for a little ball over the top with the left. It works its way through. The ball slipped off the hands of Foley. Had an opportunity to get it onto the right boot there, but now he's forced back out the field. Almost looks like a defender in an attacking position. Back it goes. Chance for John Daly to get the opening score. He swings the left boot up and over the bar. John Daly with the opening score on 3 minutes. So Mountbellew Moylough do get that opening point from John Daly. A point from play to make it 1-0. Good patient play, but handling everything must be just a complete lottery at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. It's absolutely. And look at it. I've never seen rain like that in the conditions they had to deal with there. But so panellers, everything's going. So it's going to be a cagey first 10-15 minutes of the game here.
No question. And I think for Killannin, they'll take every moment they can. And for the kickouts, it's really important. Great catch by Brian Mitchell there, who's just kept it alive for Killannin. Was under pressure, but did really well. Takes a little 1-2 there from Jack O'Toole. And now Rory Green. Back it goes towards Jack O'Toole. Green plays it infield now for Dara Walsh. Dara looking at inviting the run, but the hand pass was easily read and picked off. And even hand passing into a wind like this, Porrick, it's really difficult. If the ball travels any more than 5 or 6 metres, it's almost impossible to know that it's going to get to the target.
Yeah, definitely. And it's one of them with the loop and hand pass as well into that wind, is putting it up in the air for that wind to nearly catch a hold of it. So you just have to nearly carry the ball to a player in conditions like these when you're playing against the element of that wind.
Well, kick passing is still the best option if you can get the accurate kick passing going. We saw Nirvana Letcher-Moore in the game before this use it to great effect. 60-yard kick pass, bouncing it in front of the full forward, and they got 4 goals out of it. But here, Killannin looked to be set up a lot better in terms of having a man out in front. Barry McHugh coming deep, trying to offer himself up as an option, but McHugh will be looking for a long ball in over the top, I'm sure, at some point. But Killannin keeping plenty of players back there, lots of movement. And no sign of Mountbellew lining up a shot at the post yet. Daly now goes for that threaded ball through to McHugh. Does well, inviting the runner on the shoulder. Barry McHugh, though, forcing it back out the field again, and Mountbellew will have to start all over again. Although they are outside the scoring arc, everything seems to go through John Daly.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, all the orchestrated attack he is. You can see, like, he gets on the ball. He gets on the ball and tries to look up and find Barry inside. Barry's little movements and jinks inside, trying to create that space for himself. And it's John Daly is the orchestrator of it all around this field.
A dodgy hand pass there going through for Colin Mannion, but Mannion was fouled. It looked like almost like a basketball flick, but it's worked out, and Barry McHugh will have this free for the foul, and it is a 2-point free. So these are the kind of ones that in normal situations you'd put your house on Barry McHugh. I guess you can't say any free is a gimme in these conditions, though.
That's exactly it, yeah. Like someone like Barry from 55 yards out is usually nearly a dead cert, but in conditions like this, it's so hard to judge. And he does have the aid of this strong breeze, so he will probably know best how to strike this.
Colin Mannion, the man fouled. Barry McHugh, the man to profit. Let's see, can he put it over the bar, though, for 2 points? No. Standing foot didn't really stay solid, and he skewed that out to the right-hand side and wide. And one wonders, with the strong wind, whether those frees being taken off the hands give you a better bet. Who knows? Certainly I'm not going to be giving advice to one of the great club free takers, because Barry McHugh has been a phenomenal place kicker for a long time.
Yeah, he's been absolutely phenomenal, and he's been a real stalwart for this Mountbellew Moylough team, and even in their success stories he was the man kicking all the frees, and he has a great record on them, so we won't be one to give him the advice, I don't think.
For Mountbellew Moylough, though, under Fergal O'Donnell, I'm sure they'll be hopeful of making a bit of a statement here today that they could play themselves back into this championship. They were not without a chance of beating Salthill Knocknacarra in the first championship outing of the day in Tuam Stadium, but since then they've kind of just stumbled their way through the group, did enough to make it into the knockout stages. They were probably always on the back foot, having lost to Salthill in the first match, and have picked their place here in the preliminary quarter-finals as the shot drops in around the house. Easy for Killannin goalkeeper. I suppose losing to Oughterard by a point was a bit of a blow as well to Mountbellew in a game that was obviously went right down to the wire. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, look, it was probably one that they probably would have seen themselves being favourites going in to try win that, or people would have seen on the outside as favourites going in. So they would be disappointed with a result like that. And obviously they have an Owen Flaherty at that stage, and losing them today is such a big loss for
only 1 point on the board in the opening 8 minutes. That a John Daly effort from play. Mountbellew playing with the strong wind have got themselves possession, but Killannin working really hard and will feel into the elements with Patrick Sweeney now on the ball, that if they can just play a containing game and keep within 5 or 6 points, they'll be well in it going into the second half. Johnny Heaney, he'll be their main man, and certainly be playing in a far more advanced position than centre back for the most part of this year's championship, but we all know positions mean very little in the modern day game, and Killannin will be looking to some of their big leaders to try and help produce a big performance here today. Patrick Sweeney leaves the ball after him. Is fortunate that it's worked out for Dara Welsh. Turns and he gives it back to Johnny Heaney. Nobody inside the 20-metre line for Killannin, so they're working their ball back through the hands into Kelly. Back to Welsh, goes for a thread the eye of the needle ball for Johnny Heaney, but that was easily read. And in the end, Moylough are somewhat fortunate to come out from defence with that one. Colin Murray burst through a couple of challenges. It's all very messy, very stop-start.
Yeah, it definitely is, and even you can see the conditions, the ball handlers and stuff received from people. Like, players are dropping the ball and holding on to the ball and dropping the ball.
Well, there's just nobody able to. It's almost comical at times. There's players slipping and sliding, and I think James Malloy, the match referee, it's probably lucky that it's somebody like him that's in charge, that he can use a bit of common sense, because there'll be a lot of slipping and sliding going on out here. James himself, I think, is under pressure to now try and keep the earpiece and his technology in place, which is very important because he's got to stay connected to his umpires and to both linesmen during the course of the game. So I think James is just going to go for a Willie John McBride headband, make it look like he's been in the wars, but he certainly is strapped up. I know if I was reffing out there, the woolly golf hat would be on, Porrick, that's for sure. I mightn't be doing much more than that little circle in the middle of the field as well.
I'd say you would. You want to stay moving because you get cold.
I guess it is really cold. Yeah. Try and describe to people at home what conditions are like here, Porrick.
Oh, it's insane. Like the weather has been absolutely abysmal. At the start of this game, the rain was absolutely pelting down. Now it has dried up, it has stopped raining, but the wind is so strong. We were down pitch side there after the first game, and the strength of that wind was insane.
Well, Patrick Sweeney trying to get on the end of a long ball, kicked in there by Johnny Heaney, but Mountbellew are back there defending stoutly and doing enough to turn the ball over. And 11 minutes coming up on the clock. Moylough will need to get their skates on pretty quick. They only lead by 1 point to no score. The wind seems far stronger than it was in the preceding game, where Dunmore managed 3 points into the wind in the first half. Here's a shot from distance for 2 points. It's up and over the bar. It's a brilliant strike, and that now gets Moylough up to 3 points.
That's a brilliant score from Barry McHugh again. So it is. That man, he came out, he seen him going on the loop, and he kind of just stayed on a light jog and just got himself that 2 or 3 yards of space. They hand passed the ball back to him from Collie Ryan 50 yards out, and Barry had an extra 10-15 to spare.
Yeah, he could kick them from well outside the 45, you would fear, but certainly that's the first time Barry McHugh has had a little bit of latitude and space. Thankfully, that shower has swept through Salt Hill and has gone, and we hope we won't see anything like that again. It might be just the kind of thing that would clear the air and give us an opportunity maybe to get down to playing a bit of football now for the next little while. Bizarrely, the sun is out and we're seeing a few shadows now, so maybe things can ease a little bit, but it's very, very difficult for these players. Killannin now looking to try and answer. Can they get their first score? Barry McHugh pulling out of Johnny Heaney, who has an advantage, but the referee plays an excellent advantage, and Killannin use it and work the ball up the field. This is great football now. Donald Henderson, who's had a good championship as well, is he going to go on a rampaging run up the wing? Well, he's kept going. Possession has dropped back now towards Ryan Roach. Killannin will keep going, that's for sure. And of course, at underage level, Killannin have had plenty of success in recent years as well in Westport A, so they are keeping that pipeline of young players coming. You know, they're always operating at a pretty decent level in under 20 and under 17A in the Westport, so it has to be a good sign that they've got some players coming up to follow in the likes of Patrick Sweeney and Johnny Heaney for that matter as well. And one of them, of course, this young man in midfield.
Yeah, definitely. Even the two young
Dara
midfielders
Welsh
have
and Ryan Roach. Yeah. Here's Welsh at the end of it all, as he got support, well blocked down, still battling away, but was outnumbered there 2-on-1. So Mountbellew turn it over and they can come out from the back. 3 points to nil then, 13 minutes gone. Moylough will feel that the last 10 minutes of this half are probably going to be the most important in building up a comfortable margin, as we've seen in some of the games already today that have been played with these kind of windy conditions where it's games of two halves. No lead is safe. Mountbellew tipping it around at the back. Killannin holding their form. 5 men across the half forward line, just offering itself up as a wall. Behind that they've also got a midfield trio, so plenty of protection and cover for Killannin before Mountbellew get in to the Westport men's half of the field at all. Still Mountbellew finding it hard to break them down, aren't they, Porrick? They're going very lateral.
They're going very lateral and minding the ball and keeping it through the hand, which is fair enough, I suppose, keeping the ball through the hand. But with the height of this wind, you need to be playing your football probably 50 yards from goal of the Killannin goal, not where they're playing the football at the moment. But it is good pressure from Killannin. You see every man is man to man. There's not more than 5 yards between their man, and they're stopping Mountbellew breaking out of pace from them.
That would look like a lazy hand went in there. That'll be a free, but Mountbellew won't need it. They'll keep going. Sean Kelly, nice little ball to the inside line, where again out in front is Barry McHugh. He'll get onto the right all day long. Oh, well blocked down, and that will take the sting out of it, and it'll run into Killannin goalkeeper James Walsh's hands. But good defending there from Killannin. Now the goalkeeper has got a question mark over where he's going to go with the ball. James Welch turning and twisting, hasn't a lot of options. In the end, it's a terrible hand pass from the goalkeeper, and that's going to be a foul. And really, James Welch coming back into the middle was the cardinal error in that instance, rather than going towards the sideline.
Absolutely, Alain. Like he had so much time on the ball, and then decided to stop nearly, and he had sold the dummy on Barry McHugh, and then went to take his time again and hand passed the ball into the centre of the park in these windy conditions. Giving Killannin a chance, and Killannin wins a free for his team, and another probably a tap over score for Mountbellew.
Should make it 4-0, and this would be meat and drink normally as we watch Cullum off the left. Yeah, beautiful strike. Strikes that one up and over the bar, so no problems there for the Mountbellew Moylough stalwart to put that one between the posts. Kieran Mulhern, number 9, on free taking duty there, and Mulhern is the man who's credited with that free to make it now 4 points to 0 to Mountbellew Moylough. The Barry McHugh 2-pointer and one each from John Daly and Kieran Mulhern, making it 4-0. Still, from a Killannin perspective, they won't be unduly dissatisfied with where the scoreboard is at. But for Mountbellew, they'll probably feel surely they need to get to 10 or 11 in front. Now they come striding forward. They're getting a bit of momentum here, but again, a reverse hand pass that didn't quite go to target, and Killannin luckily get the ball out through the hands. Sam Keating helping, and suddenly it's found its way in space, and Killannin now have got a couple of men over and an opportunity now to make inroads here. Nice ball into Sweeney at full forward. The run being made from the back by Brian Mitchell out on this left hand side. He's got support, toe to hand. Cathal Walsh just taking it at a run, using Enda Kelly on the overlap. Walsh in on goal, a chance off the right, win for it, and it's in the net. It got a couple of deflections, but it's ended up in the back of the net.
Yeah, it is. It's brilliant work again from Cathal Walsh and Enda Kelly. A shot, it's an own goal.
It's going to go down as an own goal. Cathal Walsh with the shot. The Mountbellew defender running in at the end inadvertently kicked it into his own goal when it looked like the initial save had been made by Mike Foley in the goals. As the shot came in, the goalkeeper stopped it, and then it was followed into the back of the net
by Mike Kelly. Yeah,
by Mike Kelly. So it's going to go down as an OG.
Yeah, it's brilliant from Cathal Walsh. So he gets down the left hand side of the Mountbellew defence and goes in along the end line and breaks across the run of the defender to even have to even foul him or let him through. And Mike Foley gets down to a save, but ricochet back to Mike Kelly, and Mike Kelly ends up ricocheting into his own net.
Well, it's definitely going to have to go down as an own goal because the ball had been stopped by the goalkeeper and was coming back into play. Ball dropped short at the other end. Killannin can clear their lines. Well, time will only tell how important that goal is. But what a fillip it is. After now coming up on 18 minutes, suddenly Mountbellew find they're only in lead by 1.
Absolutely, yeah. That's exactly it. At the end, the 8 of this win, Killannin will feel absolutely delighted with their first 19 minutes of the game. But Mountbellew will feel they need to get the ball and need to get scores on the board as quick as possible.
Well, it's a disaster for Mountbellew, and well, already they've found Westport opposition hard to handle in this year's championship with defeats to Salthill and Mountbellew Moylough. That's why they came into the draw for the preliminary quarter-finals in third place in the group. There's a finger being wagged here against James Foley, who, remember, is on a yellow from before the ball was thrown in at all.
Absolutely, and James Moylough has just went into his book and gave him a tick now as well, so next foul for James Foley and he could well be gone.
That's a big warning shot for Mountbellew Moylough. Will they react on the sideline? Well, Johnny Heaney, there's a newfound confidence in Killannin on the back of that goal. Wonderful bit of jinking play. This is some run. Wonderful play. Killannin bursting their way through. Great tackle in the end on Rory Green. Wonderful dispossession. Perfectly legal. The hand in as Rory Green went through. Beautiful hand in over the left-hand shoulder. Pulled it back.
Mike Kelly again.
Well, he's made up for the goal, maybe.
Made up for the goal, but he's definitely ended up now with a brilliant tackle there to save probably another goal chance anyways for Killannin.
Well, it is really end-to-end stuff at the moment. But Mountbellew Moylough living on the edge. Goals were very much the currency for Levana Letchermore in the previous preliminary quarter-final. And I think Killannin might feel there's another one or two in this game for them, which could keep them alive. But Mountbellew Moylough continue to lead by a point, coming up on 20 minutes gone in the first half here in Pearse Stadium. 4 points to a goal. Mountbellew driving forward, looking now again for Foley. He's pulled back. Ironic cheer from some of the Mountbellew fans who might feel that Foley has been getting a rough end of the stick from the match referee. But I think if you're involved in a jostling match while our Ron Naveen is going on, you're asking for trouble from a match referee.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, look at James Foley's probably lucky there. He's got a free for his team and an opportunity for Barry McHugh now from a 2 points shot again.
This would put Mountbellew back 3 in front, and he is going to take it from the hands this time. He's learned his lesson from the previous free. McHugh drops it short though. It's dangerous, and it's saved by the goalkeeper, who did really well to keep his eye on that. The flick on the edge of the square could well have ended up anywhere. That was a dangerous moment. There's no doubt Barry McHugh was attempting for the point, and he'll be disappointed. And again, Foley in around the edge of the square there, but that could have gone anywhere.
Absolutely could have gone anywhere. And it's one of those, it was just bouncing before it came into the keeper's hand. You're wondering what's going to happen.
Johnny Heaney showing a clean pair of heels in the middle of the field and driving forward, but no free coming, or no advantage coming. The free certainly is, and somewhat gingerly getting to his feet. Mountbellew Moylough's Mike Kelly, understanding, or Sean Kelly it was, that the free was conceded. Still holding onto the ball here is Enda Kelly for Killannin. Somewhat gingerly holding his ankle on the ground is Cathal Walsh, who was involved in the Killannin goal. Still walking a little bit gingerly, but I think he'll be okay. Killannin are just keeping a close eye at him on the sideline. Johnny Heaney has the ball, right-footed, looking for the run, trying to get it into Dara Walsh, but can't quite shrug off the attentions of his marker. And then Colin Mannion, that is, as the Mountbellew lads turn it over and get it forward now to Barry McHugh. In his half of the field, plays a long ball inside. Is there another opportunity of a score here? Mulhern off the left-hand side, well blocked down. Out for a 45. Kieran Mulhern he's a dangerous player, there's no doubt about it when he gets it onto that left peg, but Killannin look like they're well fired up and well drilled for this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Killannin seem well fired up for it in there, and it's another brilliant block down again from Donald Henderson. Gets back when Mulhern looked like he got the yard or two of space. Donald Henderson gets back and makes the block down and forces it out for 45, but Killannin seem to have the hunger and desire around the middle third to win that breaking ball, that dirty ball, and get turnovers in that middle third.
So important on a day like today with these conditions as well. Let's get back to the 45 though, and Barry McHugh has a chance in the 23rd minute to extend Mountbellew's lead. Gets plenty of distance on this one, strikes it back off the upright and over the bar. Great score from Barry McHugh, gets the 45. And with 23 minutes on the clock, that now extends Mountbellew's lead to 5 points to a goal. Still well behind where they need to be at the break.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, considering there's nearly 23, 24 minutes gone on the clock, they'll be a bit disappointed only holding on to a 2-point lead at the moment, and Killannin will be more than content.
Kick out then from Killannin. coming from the 20-metre line from James Walsh. Would be happy enough to have made that save from the previous Barry McHugh free. Goes with that low trajectory, a fine drill into the middle, but nobody there picking up the pieces for Killannin. Battling away, trying to win the ball, but fouling is Rory Green, so referee says play on. John Daly, lovely ball through. This could work out. Now in on goal here, a chance from Mulherney's one-on-one, a shot, and across the face of the goal. James Walsh was coming out, but it was still a big opportunity. Beautiful ball from John Daly. In it goes, one-on-one situation. The solo, though, just took him a bit beyond where he wanted to be with the goalkeeper, and the shot, Colin Ryan, across the face of the goal. Opportunity. We'll see who was in on the end of that, Porrick. Left footed, just a solo. Mike Mulcairn, yeah, just.
It's just that one there. It's a brilliant ball inside from John Daly. Brilliant long ball inside. Brilliant. It holds onto the ball really well from Keen Mulhern, so it is, and he nearly looked like he got the right low trajectory into the finish, but probably the solo just done him a bit too much.
Of course, Kieran Mulhern is easily identifiable with the white gloves. He was the one who got on the back of that. He, of course, has his shot blocked down for the 45, which Barry McHugh converted 2 minutes ago, and he was the one who skipped through to gather possession in that instance, as the kick out goes straight down the throat of Johnny Heaney, who does really well in a forest of Mountbellew Moylough players to come out with that one. Again, Mountbellew Moylough looked like he picked that one clean off the ground, but referee says play on. Ryan Roach doing well, calm, holding on to possession. Another nice measured ball from Rory Green into space. So Mountbellew Moylough have their chances, but 5 points to a goal, 25 minutes gone, is not nearly enough.
No, it isn't. Not in the aid of this win, and we've seen it in the first game. It's definitely one that's going to, the Killannin will be shaking a team that like have a good few two-pointer shooters.
We're now ticking into the 26th minute. Still Killannin holding on to the ball. Referee is giving an advantage here. Is there a ball over the top? There is from Welch. It's a nice ball trying to get through. Again, bottled up. Opportunity for Killannin to chip a point here, and they've got it through Brian Mitchell, who's been working really hard all day. And Brian Mitchell has got a fine score. They're keeping the scoreboard moving, Killannin, despite playing into these really tough elements. The goal gave them great oxygen, but that point now has moved them on to 4 points. A second point, a first point of the day for Mitchell, a second score for Killannin, but 5 points to 1-1. They will be by far the happier team as we move 4 minutes from half time.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's brilliant again from Killannin, the patient attack, and that little dink pass over again from Darragh Walsh, creating that runner ahead of the ball. And little dink pass from Darragh Walsh, getting Brian Mitchell a chance, and kicks a good score just to keep that scoreboard moving for Killannin.
Well, they've done very well. 4 points into that wind in any format, even if it is a goal and a point, is good moving, and will certainly give them something to aim at. John Daly now is going for a two-pointer. He's a bit ambitious. Did that get a touch from the keeper? It did. James Walsh didn't really get his bearings right, and as that shot came in from distance from John Daly, was it just going to miss the post to the right hand side? It was very close to the juncture of crossbar and post. Welch couldn't really take a chance, could he?
He couldn't take a chance in that situation anyways. It definitely was one of those where you're probably better be safe than sorry.
He's put it out at the expense of a 45, and definitely better to be safe than sorry in that instance. He's now facing the sun as Barry McHugh looks to try and land his second 45 after 27 minutes, and that would put his side back in front by 2. Let's see how this 45 goes from Barry McHugh, right-footed. Again, he's just pushing them to the right-hand side, but this one got inside the post. He's got it. Barry McHugh over the bar.
That's it.
He used the right-hand upright to good effect earlier on as well, and that one with the 45 just sneaks inside the post, but it's over the bar. 6 points to 1-1. Mountbellew lead by 2, and there's nobody getting overly excited here in Pearse Stadium, is there?
No, there isn't. Definitely not. It's a great kick again from Barry, though. Like, it's we do be here saying it's so tight, but he probably knows himself the inches and yards he needs in each one of those kicks. But Killannin will definitely be the happier of the two teams. Your thoughts gone?
Even if they concede another one here, which the shot is coming in, is that a point from distance? It certainly is. 2 point effort.
James Foley.
He watches this ball emerges from a pack of players. Foley bombs one up into the sky, and again inside that right hand upright.
Yeah,
James
score.
Foley with a 2-pointer suddenly puts a different gloss on the scoreboard.
It does, yeah, and it's a brilliant kick from James Foley. They win the breaking ball. There was 3 or 4 Mountbellew bodies breaking forward, and he gets that little bit of space, and it's a great score.
Number 26 has come in there for Mountbellew Moylough. We're watching Oren O'Reilly come into the game. 2 minutes to be added on. He comes in place of Michael Kelly. So change for Mountbellew Moylough, and now they look to really drive home their advantage in this closing moments of the first half. Barry McHugh kind of stepped into traffic a little bit on that instance. Back it goes out the field again. Kieran Mulhern now playing very deep. Mulhern looking for support, goes back with the hands again. Little pop pass. Sean Kelly looking to try and play it back to John Daly. Is he going to wind up for the shot? No, goes back to a man in a better position off the right. This is going to take very close to the ball over the bar. It's a beautiful 2-pointer. The 2 hands go up in the air, and it's a fabulous score.
Colin Ryan.
Will be at least 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's a brilliant score from Colin Ryan.
At the end of this half.
John Daly driving again at the left-hand side of the defence, brings the runner with him, offloads it to Colin Ryan, and Colin Ryan kicks a brilliant score into the win, and it's given Mountbellew that lead that they need to start building up.
Well, they've got that in the space of 2 minutes. They've kicked 4 points, 2 2-pointers, to go from 6 points to 1-1 to 10 points to 1-1. So it's opened up a very significant gap all of a sudden. We're still into the last few seconds of normal time, plus 2 to be added on. Killannin looking for a 50-metre advantage there. Referee not inclined to give it. He says it's a mark. Get to your feet and take it. So Killannin will try and kill the clock. Even within 6, Killannin will feel that they're ahead of par if they can get in at half-time on this scoreline. But there'll be a few twists and turns, no doubt, in the second 30 minutes as well. Killannin themselves will see perhaps a chance to get forward for one last score. Patrick Sweeney holding onto the ball out around the middle of the field, just using his experience. Gaps have opened up, but in the end he decides just to run down the clock a little bit. 30 seconds of the 2 minutes are gone. Johnny Heaney in possession now. Mountbellew trotting back. Thankfully the sun is out now in Pearse Stadium. We're in far more pleasant conditions than we would have been. Again, looks to play the 1-2. Rory Green just doing a dummy hop and kind of fooled himself as much as anything. Mountbellew trying to put pressure on. Will they get the overturn here? Referee keeping a very close eye on it, but Mountbellew will have one last attack. A minute to go in this first half. It could be very significant. John Daly mopped up, fouled, plays on, solo and go. 2 men on the shoulder. One of them making great inroads is Collie Mannion. Also moving forward on the right hand side is an opportunity to play it across again. Davoli has a chance for a goal. There is. It's Colin Ryan into the back of the net, and all of that in the last few seconds of the first half. It's a big moment.
It's a massive moment, Ollie, so it is, and it's a crucial moment in this game. Right on the stroke of half time. Brilliant again. Turnover from Mountbellew and a drive and run from John Daly. Offload the ball to Colin Mannion. Colin Mannion gives it inside to James Foley, and James Foley, a little loop and hand pass inside to Colin Ryan, and Colin Ryan with a beautiful little low finish into the bottom corner.
Well, that's some finish to the half from Mountbellew Moylough. They've managed a 45 from Barry McHugh in the 28th minute. Remember, they were only a point up with 2 minutes to go of normal time, and now with 2 minutes of added time, here's Daly going for a 2-pointer. He's got another one. It's another 2-pointer. It's a storming finish to the half, and that brings the curtain down on the first half. Well, what about this for a finish to the half from Mountbellew Moylough? They've had 5 shots at goal, and they have scored 1-6 in the space of 4 minutes.
It's unbelievable. It's brilliant work again, and absolutely outrageous scoring from 50 yards out from John Daly, outside the boot into that way, and puts it up. And he knew the minute he connected it as well. I was watching him and he just kicked. He knew he was going straight over the bar, and it's a brilliant score. Look at it, Mountbellew are in some position there now compared to his Warriors. 5 minutes to go at half time.
Well, from a position where Mountbellew Moylough were absolutely in big trouble, only a point up with 2 minutes to go. Now they find themselves 11 points to the good. As we heard on the PA there, St James's big winners over Milltown by 6 points in the other game in Tuam Stadium. So we now know the identity of 3 of the 4 teams going into the pot that will play one of the big 4. We know it's Tuam Stars, Corofin, Mountbellew, Moylough and Moycullen in one pot. In the other pot, in the Senior Football Championship, we now know it's going to be Oughterard, Dunmore McHale's and St James's, and one more team to follow them. Right now, the smart money is back on Mountbellew Moylough on the back of their strong finish to the first half. 1-6 in the space of 4 minutes has turned this game completely in their favour. However, here's a warning for you. In the last match, Nivana Letchermore were 11 points up on Dunmore McHale's at half time, and they lost after extra time. So perhaps all is not done just yet in Pearse Stadium, as we look forward to bringing you the second half live from Salt Hill in the Galway Senior Club Football Championship. We leave you again with the half-time score of Mountbellew Moylough 1-12, Killannin 1-1. We're back for second half commentary in just a couple of minutes. Like a defender in an attacking position. Back it goes. Chance for John Daly to get the opening score. He swings the left boot up and over the bar. John Daly, where Dunmore managed 3 points into the wind in the first half. Here's a shot from distance for 2 points. It's up and over the bar. And this would be meat and drink normally as we watch Colm off the left. Yeah, beautiful strike out on this left hand side. He's got support. Toe to hand. Cathal Walsh just taking it at a run, using Enda Kelly on the overlap. Walsh in on goal, a chance off the right, win for it, and it's in the net! It got a couple of deflections. He was a chance in the 23rd minute to extend Mountbellew's lead, gets plenty of distance on this one, strikes it back off the upright and over the bar. Great score. Referee says play on. John Daly, lovely ball through. This could work out. Now in on goal here, a chance from Mulherney's 1-on-1, a shot, and across the face of the goal. Giving an advantage here. Is there a ball over the top? There is from Welch. It's a nice ball trying to get through. Again, bottled up. Opportunity for Killannin to chip a point here. By 2. Let's see how this 45 goes from Barry McHugh, right footed. Again, he's just pushing them to the right.
It's gone.
Even if they concede another one here, which the shot is coming in, is that a point from distance? It certainly is. Is he going to wind up for the shot? No, goes back to a man in a better position off the right. This is going to take very close the ball over the bar. It's a beautiful two-pointer. Is he going to wind up for the shot? No, goes back to a man in a better position off the right. This is going to take very close the ball over the bar. It's a beautiful two-pointer. Up, fouled, plays on, solo and go. 2 men on the shoulder. One of them making great inroads is Collie Mannion, also moving forward on the right hand side. There's an opportunity to play it across again. Davoli has a chance for a goal. There is. It's Colin. With 2 minutes to go of normal time, and now with 2 minutes of added time, here's Daly going for a 2. And you're welcome back to Pearse Stadium, where we're getting ready for the second half of Killannin against Mountbellew Moylough. I think we can all be forgiven for maybe taking an extra minute or two of an interval break here in Pearse Stadium. Unfortunately, the timing is unfortunate because the lashing wind and rain and another storm has just moved in over the Salt Hill venue. So this is almost a carbon copy of the start of the first half, as the sheeting wind and rain is coming in over the top of Áras Bóthar and down on top of the players. So it's not going to be any easier, that's for sure. But Mountbellew Moylough's storming finish to the first half of 1-6 in the last 4 minutes means that they now lead 112 to 1-1 as we move into the second half. James Malloy throws the ball in and we're off and running for the second half. And for Killannin, well, it's straight off. They look for Johnny Heaney to try and get the ball forward and get an opening score that would just pull his side back into it. Heaney goes for the outside of the right, but that one skids off the surface to the left and wide. A bit like Dunmore in the previous game. They were looking to get off the mark with a two-pointer, Pádraig Cunningham, to try and make immediate inroads. But we have seen that an 11-point deficit is more than gettable in these conditions.
Absolutely, yeah. We've seen it with Dunmore. They started with that two-pointer straight away and then a goal, but they got back into it. So Killannin won't panic. They do have a lot of opportunities. They will get a lot of time, but we will see a lot of streetwiseness from Mountbellew. They've been through situations like this a long time, and they were county champions not that long ago, so they will know how to manage games.
Half an hour that will decide which of these two teams will go into the pot for the draw for the Senior Football Championship quarter-finals. They'll be going in with Uachtaráir, Dunmore, St. James's into one pot. The opposite pot, Corofin, Salt Hill, Knocknacarra, Moycullen and Tuam Stars, as the four seeds will be kept apart. There won't be repeat pairings, so Mountbellew know that if they are in the hat, they won't be getting Salt Hill. They'll be drawn against either Corofin, Moycullen or Tuam Stars in the quarter-finals, if that's how it plays out. And right now, the smart money is on Mountbellew Moylough, given they have a lead of 112 to 1-1. But Killannin, they've got plenty of two-point kickers on their team as well, so this might not be done and dusted just yet. Mountbellew Moylough now just keeping their cool, running the clock down. Colin Mannion in possession, also tipping it off and looking for support. Barry McHugh out there playing deep, just offering himself up. And I think for Mountbellew Moylough, they'll certainly try and keep some of their key ball winners and players out in that middle third, including Barry McHugh, playing good football. Any score into this wind now in the second half will be worth its weight in gold. Killannin felt for long periods that goal they did get, which came on 17 minutes with an own goal after an incisive run from Cathal Walsh. And now here's Mountbellew coming through. A slide in on top of the goalkeeper that's going to lead to a free out. Referee just holding the game up. One of the Killannin players is down injured there as well, but a momentary opportunity there, just the ball slipping that little bit too far ahead. And
Leo Donnan, yeah, it looked like he was kind of nearly in for a goal chance, and he ended up losing his footing and nearly sliding in. It was a bit of a...
Yeah, Sam Keating just getting some running repairs, but he's okay to carry on with the game. Looks like Killannin are now just pushing forward, trying to get a couple of early scores that would give them hope. Ball chipped forward there from Brian Mitchell. Nice ball into space. Patrick Sweeney well out in front, winning that ball and showing a clean pair of heels to Colin Murray. Ball spin back is Killannin. Just to try and work the ball into space. Certainly looks like Killannin are wearing different jerseys to the first half. There's a lot more white on the shoulders anyway, so yeah. I know I have to get the owl eyes checked every now and again, but even by Specsavers terms, there's a 3-up infringement by Mountbellew Moylough.
I think it's just a free off the ball on Johnny Heaney. I think Michael Burke, that number 18, looks like to be given the task of Johnny Heaney since James Foley picked up that yellow as on a tick. And he just kind of put his hands on Johnny before Johnny went to take off a run, and that's them third man tackles. Or third man run, isn't it? I think it's fouls.
Well, I'm not so sure about Johnny putting this one on the deck, but he's going to have a go at it. It's a 2-point free. Oh, he's miles out. That line that he's currently making the run from is the 65-metre line. So count forward maybe 7 or 8 steps. This is a good 58 metres of a strike that he's going to try and take off the deck. Will take some punt to get this up in the air to get the distance. He's got that. Has he got the accuracy? It's out to the right and wide. Good strike, but you just got the feeling with kicking the ball off the hands, all you have to do is put it up there and get it on line.
Yeah, definitely, yeah, and that's the one. It's a strange kicker, right? And he's definitely a distance shooter, so I'd have fancied him in his hands in the situation even from there.
Well, it's 2 chances that Johnny's had in the opening 4 minutes, both gone a begging, both 2-point efforts. Killannin will probably need to start getting 1 or 2 of those in the next few minutes before this game becomes a little bit beyond them. An 11-point deficit is well doable, but they need to start making inroads now. Here's the first chance. Dara Walsh taking the possession from the kick out. Flick across, should be a chance of a point, and is. It's a single point, but it's a good one. Knocked over the bar with nonchalant ease by Enda Kelly. That point from Enda in the 4th minute gets Killannin moving, and just to see the scoreboard moving is amazing how that could spread a little bit of enthusiasm through the rest of the team, but they need to start turning possession into scores.
Yeah, definitely. It'll just give energy to them, so it will, and give them a bit more confidence going down the stretch, and just keep tipping at that scoreboard, keep that moving.
112 to 1-2. We'll see how that progresses over the course of this second half. That heavy shower has gone through again, thankfully, pretty quickly, and now we're watching Michael Foley getting the game underway from Mountbellew. He'll take his time as well. Drives it out the middle. Again, it's all breaking ball, and it's so easy for the momentum of the team attacking the ball that's dropping in the wind to come and attack. Killannin are doing that with the plum. Ronan Caldwell. Nice little flick back to Keane Marks. Back to Caldwell. Is he going to have a go? No, goes for a hand pass, and it's a poor one in over the head. And Mountbellew Moylough can clear their lines just behind the man. Heavy tackle went in, and Caldwell might well be called over by the referee. Of course, he was sent off in the group stages as well. So the referee is going to give a yellow card here. He's not too impressed with the little bit of lip going by there from one of the Mountbellew Moylough players as well. But nonetheless, it's certainly going to be a yellow card for Ronan Caldwell. We'll watch this space with the Killannin sideline to see if they have to take any remedial action there. Of course, they can't really afford to lose a man, but Caldwell is in there battling away, so too Johnny Heaney, and a good turnover here. A chance for Killannin. Is there any help? No, Johnny Heaney goes in. Again, it's a right scramble in there. Everybody is having a dig at it. Referee not inclined to give a free, but Dara Welsh does very well to somehow try and get the ball out from a forest of traffic, but Mountbellew Moylough come out from the back. Referee caught a bit behind the action, so it's a right scramble there. And in the end, it's going to be Sam Keating who wins the free for Killannin. And really the conditions are what are leading to an awful lot of the frustration out there. And Kelly coming forward again. He goes for a 2-pointer outside of the right. It's going to drop in around the house. Out comes the goalkeeper. Gets an important touchdown. And that by enough for Mountbellew Moylough to try and clear their lines. Ronan Caldwell is in there. The ball is kicked into the back of the net. The goal is given.
Johnny Heaney.
Johnny Heaney gets the credit. It wasn't a pretty thing. There was a right old scramble, and in there in the end, Johnny Healy managed to pull on the ball, making himself a bit of a nuisance in there as well was Rory Green.
Yeah,
but Johnny gets the goal.
Yeah, it's a long ball in from Enda Kelly, and Rory Green challenges with Mike Foley. Ball breaks down, and it looks like James Foley's going down the ball, but he drops it and stays battling. And Mike Foley comes down to pick on it, doesn't get it up, and Johnny Heaney's there to bury it into the back of the net, and it's game on here in Pearse Stadium.
Well, it's not going to win any Goal of the Year contests or anything like that. It was a right royal scramble. It probably had something a little bit more Junior C to it than Senior Championship, but it's such a scramble, and again, I'm sure the disappointment will be with Mike Foley. That he didn't pick that ball up. An opportunity for Killannin to hold on to the ball there, but Enda Kelly dropped it. But in the 7th minute, Johnny Heaney's goal makes it 112 to 2-2. So 15 points to 8. The gap is back to 7. Can Mountbellew Moylough answer? They've got an extra man over here. Should be a score. It's dropped into the goalkeeper's hands. A criminal error. The shot that came in from Mike Burke really ought to have been a point, but he missed it, dropped it short, and that's going to be an opportunity now for Killannin to move the ball forward, and they've got themselves a sideline in midfield. Dandy Kelly operating now, just showing that the ball was thrown away, and now it's going to be brought forward. Will it be brought forward to a central position? Yes, it will.
Yeah,
what a mistake that was.
Yeah, big mistake. Michael Burke kind of tackling, and he followed through, and he just knocked the ball out of the hand again, so he didn't knock it away, and it gives now Dara Walsh a 2-point free. Now,
can Dara take it from outside the mark, or does he have to go in?
Yeah, he can take it from outside the D.
Well, if he kicks this, now it's getting interesting, because it'll be back to 15 points to 10 if he can land this one. How quickly the game changes in modern football.
It's insane.
Bananas.
It's great to see, like, compared to the last couple of years, I suppose. Now, like, you come out with an 11-point lead at half-time in a Gaelic football game, and you say, like, oh, you should be okay, but not anymore.
Not with this kicker either. Dara Welch over the bar with the 2-point free. Now listen to the Killannin faithful. They're not 11 down anymore, that's for sure. But that was all of Mountbellew Moylough's own making, with a sideline ball and the ball thrown away. And the linesman was there to say the ball needs to be brought forward, and the 2-point free from Dara Welch makes it 112 to 2-4. And Killannin are now really got their tails up, and what's more, they've got loads of time.
10 minutes gone in the second half, and back to a 5-point game already.
Could be less as the ball goes to the inside line. Enda Kelly went for a fancy pickup. Is never going to happen in those conditions, and I think that's probably the difference between the two teams, or what is going to decide this match, is the team that makes the less mistakes in the danger zone in terms of picking the ball up, hand passing, just the basics. And what you don't do is start running back towards your own goal, or maybe playing it back to your goalkeeper. It can't be done anymore, so that's gone. So some of the Mountbellew players have to think twice, but it's such an advantage now to the attacking team as regards turning the ball over. And now who's over? Only Caldwell. He's in on goal. Ronan Caldwell with a shot. Oh, he's fluffed his lines.
He's put it wide.
Out to the left and wide, and a goal at his mercy.
And it's a brilliant ball. Great work from the Killannin forwards. They turn over the ball. Carl Welch comes out, plays a brilliant crossfield ball back across Ronan Caldwell, and he done the right thing, steps across the defender who was coming back on him, and he blazes it wide. A big opportunity gone missing.
Will Killannin live to rue that chance? 112 for Mountbellew Moylough, 2-4 for Killannin. And that could just have easily have been 112 to 3-4, and it would have been a 2-point game. But now Mountbellew Moylough get a bit of energy out of that miss. It's a big turning point. We've had a few big moments in the game, but that is the latest, and it's one that's worked out for Mountbellew Moylough. And for Killannin, they'll just keep going. They've got lots of time on their side, but that, had it been a third goal, would have been a monumental change of energy in this fixture. Kieran Mulcairn is fouled. He had been on an advantage for a hand trip. Mountbellew are not impressed, but it is certainly at the referee's discretion to have blown for the free a few seconds after the initial foul. There's a lot of people getting hot and heavy here in Pearse Stadium. It means a lot.
It does, yeah. You know when it's knockout football, with the way it's going the last 3-4 minutes. The tempers are getting, the atmosphere is lifting as well.
Mountbellew Moylough looking for a score that would lift all of the pressure. They haven't scored yet in the second half. We've had 12 minutes of play. They haven't really had much of an opportunity. Here's one that's going to drop in around the house. It's a decent effort. It's over the bar. A swing of the boot. And that one is another one from Killannin to go over the bar. The Mountbellew Moylough number 7 has landed a goal and a 2-pointer at the end of the first half. And there he is with a most unlikely point to swing that one over the bar to give Mountbellew Moylough some breathing room again at 113 to 2-4. They've opened the gap back out to 6. 12 and a half gone in the second half. Killannin make a change. They're bringing in their number 5, Cormac Knievy. So he comes into the game. Ronan Caldwell goes off on a yellow card. That was probably likely to happen as the kick out in the middle of the field is broken down. Mountbellew now have turned a little bit of dominance into possession. In over the top it goes. Is there a second score coming from Colin Ryan in the space of a few moments? He goes back to Mulhern. He's going to have a run on to the left. This is ambitious from the left. Across the face of the goal it goes and wide. For a fleeting moment there was an opportunity there, but it's come to naught.
A really ambitious effort there from Mikey Rakeen Mulhern. Was probably better to nearly recycle the ball and come back out, but took on the ambitious effort. Gives Killannin back a chance now to reset and try to win the ball around the middle of the park again.
Still plenty of twists and turns at play in this game. 113 to 2-4 by any stretch, with Killannin playing with the breeze. Is not game over. Oh, the ball is dropped, however, in the middle of the field there from Ryan Roach. Touched on the ground, says the referee first, and then the foul. Again, he just can't. He tries to explain to his teammates, it is so difficult out there. It must be like a bar of soap pouring.
Oh, it is, yeah. Look, even the surface as well, it's top wet as well, so it was lashing down on it, and it's really hard in conditions like this just to even secure the ball is the first thing you have to do without even thinking to do the next step.
Couple of changes coming for Killannin in the next few moments as well. The changes are coming thick and fast now from both sides. Killannin are going to be bringing in Kento O'Connor. He's had a really decent impact coming off the bench for most of the games for Killannin this season, and we'll be looking to try and do something similar on this occasion as Mountbellew Moylough look to try and add to their lead. 113 to 2-4. Kento scored a goal in the previous round over their neighbours Moycullen. They lost out on that occasion to the two-time recent champions, but they still did enough to give them the encouragement. Here's Kento O'Connor then coming in wearing number 23. Exciting young player. But again, it's more like a day for the old dog than it is for the young up-and-coming starlet. But quality will always will out. Kento comes in. Just a couple of messages being relayed from the sideline. Killannin have to make sure somebody's coming off, and down here in front of us they make the change. Jacko comes off. Give us all. Takes off the gloves, and now Mountbellew Moylough will resume with action on the Killannin 45-metre line. Now playing into this strong wind, the Orrisbourne at throw end. They've added 1 point in the second half, Mountbellew Moylough, but it's an important one. 113 to 2-4, they lead Killannin. The goals keeping Killannin in this game. Mountbellew Moylough going on a right scoring burst, which included 2 2-pointers towards the end. 3 2-pointers, I should say, at the end of the first half. John Daly was one of those. He goes for the latest attempt at a killer pass, which was cut out expertly. And Johnny Heaney there to complete the clearance job for Killannin, who've got to find some sort of energy to come again. With Sam Keating turning around and going backwards. Mountbellew Moylough putting on the squeeze. Coming out from defence now, Ted McAndrew trying to work his way into a position where he can maybe get the ball up the field towards Brian Mitchell, but Mitchell ran into trouble, and in the end he's conceded a sideline ball to Mountbellew Moylough.
Number 10,
So disappointing end to that particular attack for Killannin, and Mountbellew Moylough can now come forward again. Still reasonably comfortable with a 6-point lead, but that can go in the blink of an eye as Mountbellew come forward. Little reverse flick pass. Barry McHugh over there.
They're really kind of showing their experience though, Mountbellew, aren't they? They're really slowing the game down, playing it on their terms, keeping the ball moving, keeping out of the contact. It's kind of just the streetwise, I suppose, that you see from Mountbellew from the years they've had at the top level.
Little interchange of play there between James Foley and John Daly, two of the key men that Pádraig Cunningham spoke about. Moylough may not need to score again. That's the way they're thinking. At 113 on the board. Might be a dangerous way of thinking though, because Killannin could certainly kick 3 2-pointers in the last 13 minutes to close the gap. Mountbellew feel they probably need another 2 or 3 scores to get to a winning tally. And if Killannin can get a third goal, well then all bets are off. Close to the ground, says some of the Killannin players there, shouting against Colin Ryan, but now it's gone out on this near side towards one of Mountbellew's impressive performers, James Foley, but well, he ran into traffic and took too many steps, says the referee, and Killannin can turn that over. And now the ball is worked into Darragh Welch. Oh, that's a lovely reverse pass.
Brilliant pass.
Beautiful bit of play. In it goes, looking for Brian Mitchell to come on the overlap. Back to Welch, does well. Told to switch the point of the attack. Ryan Roach now puts the head down and drives. Right footed, lovely little chip into space for Kent O'Connor. It's gone a bit too far. The trajectory of the pass just took it away from Kent O'Connor, and he's forced to run out near the sideline to retrieve it. Killannin still have the ball though, that's important. And now trying to work his way into a shooting area is Darragh Walsh, being put under ferocious pressure by Barry McHugh, but he gets the hand pass off. Killannin though have lost the initial initiative. Here's Patrick Sweeney, goes for a bit of an up and under. It's dropping up and over the bar. How could we ever doubt it? But Sweeney has been doing it for so long. He's landed another beauty.
Yeah, it is. It's a brilliant score. High up into the air, and lets that win taken, and it's a 2-pointer again, and closes that gap back to 4. It's a brilliant score from Patrick Sweeney.
Yes, the first of those 2-pointers that we spoke about, of the 3 that Killannin needed to really close this gap. 113 to 2-6. That puts a different slant on things. Killannin will feel that they're on target to overtake this 11-point half-time deficit. 113 to 2-6. They're back in the game. Let's see where this one drops in the middle of the field. Well, everybody's just at a standstill, but it's Mountbellew who pick up the ball, and Moylough who drive forward with Johnny Daly. Lovely little important prod on the ball to get it inside. Opportunity for Mountbellew to take a little reverse pass. They've got Foley outside him. He's also got Ryan to his left. He's got Barry McHugh outside him. Looking for the backdoor cut is Kieran Mulhern. McHugh's outside him, gives it to Mulhern. With the white gloves, he just decides to take a little bit out of the ball, toe to hand, and then flick it back out the field. And now they can take their time through James Foley to flick it all the way back out the field again. Oran O'Reilly is there, coming into the play as well. Mihal Burke. Burke slowly invites the run of Barry McHugh. Oh, lovely little swivel. He's around Sam Keating like he wasn't there, and then gives a little hand pass back to Ryan, to Daly. He goes outside of the left. This will be some score. It is an absolutely magnificent point from Mountbellew Moylough. 8 pairs of hands touched the ball before eventually Daly got it away. Up and over the bar. It's a super score.
It is, yeah. It's a brilliant score from Mountbellew again, and it's that insurance score they're kind of getting every time. Killannin getting touches and distance, Mountbellew take the sting out of the game and try to work a score, and there's a brilliant score into the win from John Daly outside the boot, falling over, great score.
114 to 2-6. Still, for me, it's in the melting pot, but Mountbellew are just starting to win important moments in the game, and Barry McHugh is out there under that kick out to win it, and now playing the way through the centre, an opportunity that's easily intercepted and picked off, but the defending initially by Donald Henderson was impeccable. His hand pass along the ground was not, but he's got away with it, and Killannin can clear their lines, and another 2-pointer would really get them back in this game and move them within 3. The gap is 5. 114 Mountbellew Moylough, that's 17. 2-6 for Killannin is 12. Inside, there's all sorts going on, and in fact on the sideline there's a bit of to and froing going on between mentors on the sideline, and this is all very unseemly. All the while the play is going on to the right hand side. Darragh Welch goes for a 2-pointer as he drives it up and over the bar. The referee played on, Darragh Welch played on, he's kicked a 2-pointer, and now what's going on over on the sideline on the left hand side, which our camera is picking up, as there's all sorts of nonsense going on. The linesman is having to come in. There's 2 Muirishkas having a running battle there as well, and that's most unsavoury like. bibs being torn and ripped, and now the referee and his linesman, who are in shot, are just currently going to take action. I think there's going to be a red card here, at least to the off-field mentors, maybe to a couple of players on field as well. James Molloy is going to have to take stern action. Let's follow the match referee. All of this while, the scoreboard is 114 to 2-8. The point counted. The cheer went up for Killannin because Dara Walsh, the two Moyrishkas we talk about, are about to get two Carthage Arags, me fears. Now where that leaves them I don't know, but there'll be no more Ishka from the two Moyers if the referee is finished with them.
I think that looks like Owen Finnerty for
red and a red, so both are sent off. That's the injured Owen Finnerty with the ball, with the bib for Mountbellew Moylough. Well spotted by Pádraig Cunningham, who might have had one or two reasons to run into Mr. Finnerty over the years. But
just the odd one.
Well, let's just wait and see. Does that 2-point effort count? I presume it does. It's up on the board. Are these repercussions for the two players? Now we're looking at number 26 for Mountbellew Moylough. Coming into the mix here is Oran O'Reilly. He's in picture. And number 21 for Killannin is Cathal Walsh. So Oran O'Reilly, Cathal Walsh being given a stern talking to. Are we looking at double red here as well for their involvement with the sidelines? He's saying first, it looks like two blacks. No, it's a black and a yellow. So the black card to Killannin's number 21,
Cathal Walsh,
means that he's going to play no further part in this game, given that there's only 6 minutes left plus a few seconds. It's a big hit for Killannin, the black card, because it means they're down to 14. A yellow for the Mountbellew man, so all of that is not done yet. Kieran Mulhern in the mix. No, the referee's just putting away his book. And that's it. We're decided with two reds for the two Moyrishkas, a yellow for the Mountbellew man, Oran O'Reilly, and a black
for
Cathal Walsh, which means Killannin are down to 14. The kick out is over the sideline. We're back to a 3-point game.
And the 2-pointer stands for
And
Dara
the 2-pointer
Walsh.
stands. So Dara Walsh's kick has now got us back within 3 points.
We actually forgot to mention how brilliant a 2-pointer it was from Dara Walsh. A brilliant score, an absolutely phenomenal score it was from Dara, with about 50 yards to spare, 50 yards out, so it was. So definitely give life to Killannin again, and we were nearly caught up in that little handbags.
Well, Killannin still have the ball now. They're going to play until the 4th minute of stoppage time with a man down. I think they will get back to the full 15 before this game finishes, because I think we could have 5 minutes of stoppage time. More importantly, from Killannin's perspective, have they time in the last 5 minutes of normal time to kick another 2-pointer? Johnny Heaney's winding up for one. Didn't get the space. He has to go back with the hand pass. Killannin trail by 3, 114 to 2-8. But it's all Killannin right now. Can they find another 2-pointer to move within one? Mountbellew Moylough just trotting back into defence. They can't afford to give away a free. Here's another one from Dara Walsh. He's going for another monster. It's up. It's off the crossbar. It's back into play. The goalkeeper knew nothing about it. Killannin have won it back. Kent O'Connor. It could be a single point for Killannin. They have a chance to get a score, and the ball is chipped up and over the bar. They have got a point. And it's that man, Enda Kelly, who's got it.
Kelly again, yeah. Wow, what a kick again from Dara Walsh. All of 50 yards out, maybe 55 yards. Kicks it up and it smacks off the crossbar. But brilliant work from Kent O'Connor to win the ball back. Win the ball back from Tiernan Prue. And offloads it up to Enda Kelly. And Enda Kelly kicks a brilliant score. And it's back to a 2-point game with 4 or 5 minutes to go.
Killannin ringing the changes as well. Coming off there, Rory Green. The changes coming in thick and fast. We'll tell you about that in a moment. Looks like the man who's come in is Luke McKenna. But Killannin have got their tails up right now. They've got all the momentum. They've got 4 minutes plus, I would say, at least 4 to be added on, Pádraig. This is well doable for Killannin now, they will think. For Mountbellew Moylough, how nervous are their supporters?
Definitely, yeah. Mountbellew will be nervous, knowing going down the stretch here, 3 minutes to go, 2-point game. When you see you have the distance shooter, Dara Walsh, Patrick Sweeney, Johnny Heaney, all these kickers that can kick from 40 yards out. It's going to be nerve-wracking time for Mountbellew for the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Back there is Johnny Heaney to take possession of Ryan Roach. They've done well to hold on to that ball. In it goes to Kent O'Connor. He left the ball after him. He's done so much right since he's come in, but he just looked like he was trying to get the ball. He's still battling away as he pulled off the ball. He is. It's a free to Killannin, and Kento O'Connor kept working despite the mistake. He was pulled off the ball, and now Killannin have a 2-point effort here on the 65-metre line, which could well get them level. 1:14 is 17, 2:09 is 15, 27 minutes on the clock. We're watching it again. The linesman is over here. There's all sorts going on the sideline. The referee is going to have to...
Dandy Kelly doesn't look too happy there.
Well, he's certainly has issues with a number of the mentors on this near side, but just such passion on display here in Pearse Stadium. In one sense, it's fantastic to watch because we love a bit of chaos, and right now Gaelic football has turned into a chaotic sport again. You just don't know what's coming next.
Absolutely, yeah. Look at it. 11 points down. Killannin were half time. Probably saying to how do you get back into it? They stay going at it, and now they are coming down the stretch. 2-3 minutes to go, and it's a 2-point game.
What do you do if you're Johnny Heaney? Have you a go at this?
I think he's a bit too much far out. Maybe try work it a small bit closer at least. He's looking at 65 yards out from the goal. Well,
it wasn't that long ago he took an effort from about 6 yards closer from the deck. He is going to go short though. He looks for a run into space. This would easily carry over the bar if he went for a bomb, but he's looking up. He's looking to try and drop one in over the top. Now he goes for it. Here we go. Johnny Heaney with the bomb in on top of the keeper who catches it. He does very well. Michael Foley with that ball in the air. I'd be saying a rosary. He did well though. He held on to it. If he spilled it, he was in trouble. Good goalkeeping. But Mountbellew aren't out of it yet. The full press is on from Killannin, and Mountbellew have to stay really disciplined and holding on to the ball. This is where all of those hard winter nights of training going back to last December are starting to really pay dividends now in these tough conditions that these players might not be used to in this year's championship, but it has certainly turned into winter football this weekend. Mountbellew Moylough lead by 1:14 to 2:9, and Killannin now have the clock against them. We've got 28 minutes and almost 59 minutes on the clock. Still we're ticking away here in Pearse Stadium with a minute to go plus stoppage time. Every moment, every ball is being roared at by the referee. Is there too many steps there? The man is pulled to the ground. Mountbellew Moylough are going to get themselves a free. Killannin were close to overturning it, but in the end Cian Marks couldn't resist.
At least 5 minutes.
5 minutes to be added on is about right. Killannin will get their man back on, Porrick, before the end of this play. That could be crucial.
Absolutely.
Watch this space. Mountbellew by 2. Is there another score in Mountbellew? That could be critical. It could be the insurance point. Is there a shot coming in? It's brilliantly blocked down. Killannin have turned it over. The shot that came in would have been a score, but in the end Michael Boyle's effort was blocked down. Killannin haven't turned it over. They've got a free. The man back there with possession is Brian Noon. He goes to ground. Is he dragged? He's told to bring it forward. It's a 50-metre penalty up the other end of the field. Killannin are urging everybody to come forward. Patrick Sweeney kicks it forward to where the referee says to take it, and that's right in the middle of the field. Ilorna Porkathon Pell at the moment. It's with Killannin. Lovely ball inside. There's nobody back. Killannin have a world of space if they can get the ball forward, but they're very slow in releasing it. Sweeney, is he going to wind up for a shot? Somebody has to. He goes for a ball in over the top. It's inside. There's a goal chance. Here's the shot. It's in the back of the net. Killannin have got a goal. The ball from Sweeney in over the top. The goal has been lashed in by Luke McKenna. No, not that. It's Rory Joyce. Rory Joyce is the hero. He's wearing number 26. Is he the Seamus Darby for Killannin? Is he the man to come up with the goal?
Patrick Sweeney again with a brilliant ball in over the top. Brilliant work from Killannin, and Patrick Sweeney with a looping ball in over the top to Rory Joyce. And Rory Joyce with all the time in the world buries it into the bottom left hand corner, and Killannin take the lead.
That's an unbelievable finish. He had the gumption of going for it. I was going to say something else that might be translated from Leo Rogi, but either way, he's got it into the bottom left-hand corner. He saw his chance, and all credit to him. Rory Joyce coming off the bench in the closing minutes of the game. He will be the toast of Killannin if they can somehow hold on and turn this game around. Already in the second half we've had a 12-point turnaround. Remember, Mountbellew Moylough led by 11. Now they're faced with having to get the last point of the game to take us in to extra time and maybe penalties. But either way, we are headed for a grandstand finish again because Killannin have turned this over. There's all sorts of shouting going on. James Malloy has to check in his microphone to make sure that all is okay behind him because he can't see out of both sides of his head. Mountbellew have got themselves a free in. The man that fouled was Brian Mitchell. He drew the foul.
Billy Mannion it was, driving at the heart of the fence.
Knew what he was doing, and Billy Mannion has earned the free. Brian Mitchell bought it. And the only way Mountbellew could get a score into this wind is to earn a close-in free. Kieran Mulhern will pop it. That'll have us level, and we'll have 3 minutes to play. Mulhern puts it up and over the bar.
Brilliant work right there from Mountbellew again. Concede a goal, come up the other end of the field and score and get that equivalent score to get back level again. A brilliant run from Billy Mannion, running at the heart of the Killannin fence. He had to be drawn down and gets the free to bring us back to level. Are we going for extra time again, Ollie?
It's looking that way, but we have loads of time. 3 minutes to be played. 1:15 to 3:9 is 18 points apiece. The next ball is going to be critical. It breaks and works out for Killannin, and it works out for their midfielder Ryan Roach. Ryan Roach gives it off to Brian Mitchell. He's looking to make up. Johnny Heaney off the left. This will be some score. Johnny Heaney goes up and over the bar. Who else would you want on the end of it but Johnny Heaney? And Johnny Heaney with the point on 32-44. On our clock here, it means we're gone 3 minutes over. Johnny Heaney's point now means there's 2 minutes left. For me, Killannin should be allowed back now to the 15, but he's been held on the sideline. Killannin are asking the question, when is he allowed back in? The sideline official, Pádraig Kelly from Killereardon, says in the next play. So Killannin have one more play to defend with 14 men, and that means Mountbellew have an extra man, and they're driving forward. And how important will this be? Mountbellew have got 4 on 3. They're in on goal, and the ball is tapped up, and it's to the left-hand side and wide. What a miss!
God. What a Billy Mannion.
Driving up from the back, the whole defence opened up in front of him.
Oh my God, Billy Mannion.
Across the face of the goal and wide from Billy.
Probably one of those, he'd just hand pass over the bar there again, probably even take another 2 or 3 yards, hand pass it over the bar.
3:10 to 1:15. Killannin lead 19 points to 18. They're asking the question, surely, can they get their man back on play? Now he's been told, surely. Killannin are still a man down. James Malloy, the match referee, must be saying no. He's waiting for the fourth official to give the all clear. The ball in the middle of the field is dropped by Dara Walsh. Did he win it back? He did. And he manages to hold on to the ball, and Killannin have it. Although the hand pass was missed completely. And Killannin now have conceded the free. And now surely Killannin can get the extra man back in. But is it too late? The solo and go, they're already a man down. It's 15v15 again. But Mountbellew Moylough have got the extra man. The ball is spilled through. Is there going to be an equalising point? It's a great tackle. The referee has to be very careful here to make sure that it's genuine. Here's a shot coming in. It's gone across the face of the goals and wide. Is Mountbellew Moylough's chance gone? Killannin have got the extra man back in again. Cathal Walsh's sin bin is over. They have got 15v15 for the final play of the game. That could be crucial, but Mountbellew had their chance to draw it.
They did, Jan. Probably again driving at the heart of the defence. Probably just a shot that didn't need to be taken off from Kieran Mulhern. Just stepping in, and with that wind, keep driving towards the centre of the goal. Get your shooter like Barry McHugh, someone in experience in a situation like this. Just get him on the ball and try to get that score.
We're gone over the 5 minutes. The referee is going to let one more play. Here it is, the kick out to the middle of the field. Who's going to win it? It's a poor kick out. It's been dropped, but Mountbellew Moylough have got it back. They've also got themselves a free. If they know, the referee says play on. Killannin have turned it over. Have they got a free out? The referee says no. He's given the free. The referee has gone in. He's given the free to Killannin. There's a few Mountbellew players cursing John Daly. Can't believe their luck. The decision from James Malloy is to give the free. Killannin might just go for an up and under here from Johnny Heaney. Is there time as he goes up along the line? It's brilliantly caught by Sweeney. What an amazing bit of skill by Patrick Sweeney. He might just have won the game for his club. Gives it up to Ryan Roach. He's taking it towards the sideline. He plays it down. Mountbellew are going full court press here. They have to try and turn it. The ball is dropped and Mountbellew have turned it over. They're going to get one more play to try and take this extra time. They've got the extra player over. It's Mountbellew Moylough 1-on-1 as he pulled to the ground. Referee says play on. He's not giving the free. Killannin have stopped. Mountbellew Moylough thought that Barry McHugh was entitled to the free, and now he's going to get sent off. Barry McHugh is swinging for all that's going. There's going to be a red card, and it's the most unfortunate end to this game.
Wow.
But we are leading to riotous conditions here on the sideline. There is all sorts going on, and Mountbellew Moylough felt that Barry McHugh was pulled down off the ball for what would have been a free in to level the game. The ref didn't give it. He felt that Barry McHugh took a dive. He didn't give the free. Barry McHugh has reacted, and there's going to be a red card for the Mountbellew Moylough full forward. The game is going to end in the most acrimonious of circumstances. and the referee, James Moylough, is issued the red card. There's a sarcastic thumbs up from Barry McHugh, who knew what was coming because of his reaction. Johnny Heaney kicks it away. Killannin win the game by a point. Mountbellew Moylough cannot believe it. John Daly is asking the question. Mountbellew Moylough are surrounding the referee. They cannot believe that Barry McHugh did not get the free at the end of the game. But the bottom line is Killannin are in the hat for the quarter-finals. 3-10 to 115 will be the final score. And again, Fergal O'Donnell comes in to ask the question. Everybody is asking the question, Pádraig Cunningham.
For me,
was it a free in?
For me, looking at Barry's movement, watching the play, it probably is a free on Barry McHugh.
Hang on, and Mountbellew Moylough felt that Barry McHugh was pulled down off
as he makes a run. He has been grabbed, and his initial tug, it's a free in, and it's just it ruined an ending of a brilliant game with the way it ended, with Barry going off, being sent off with a red, with a striking offence 2 or 3 times, and it just takes the sting out of it. Like, well, it's unfortunate for Mountbellew, but Killannin will be absolutely delighted there. Absolutely delighted to there.
Well, the referee makes his way into the tunnel. I can only imagine that there will be very disgruntled supporters from Mountbellew Moylough leaving Pearse Stadium. Thankfully, there's nothing untoward. But it all goes back to that last moment at the end of the game, as Mountbellew Moylough turned the ball over. The ball was dropped in the middle of the field. Killannin lost possession when it looked like Patrick Sweeney had done enough. And yet, somehow, the decision not to award the free in is going to be the big talking point at the end of this game.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be the talking point that takes over at the end of the game. It takes away from nearly the work rate and desire from Killannin from that second half performance. It's absolutely brilliant. Like the driving forces of Johnny Heaney in the back, and Dara Welch and Ryan Roach in the middle of the field. Patrick Sweeney being the stalwart he's always been for Killannin. And look, it's a massive day for Killannin GA. They've reached a quarter final of a intermediate or senior championship game and beaten someone of Mountbellew and Mountbellew's stature of the club, great club that they are.
Well, we can only describe it as chaotic, the finish of that game. We do have the draw for the Senior Football Championship quarter-finals coming up in a couple of moments' time. We now know that Killannin have joined St James's, Dunmore and Oughterard in Pot 2, where they will be drawn against Currafin, Salthill, Knocknacarra, Moycullen and Tuam Stars. For Killannin, well, there's a number of repeat matches that can't happen for them. They can't draw Moycullen. They can get the other 3 teams, so they know they'll be playing either Tuam Stars, Salthill or Currafin. They showed great spirit. Maybe they're in bonus territory now, I don't know. But to come from 11 points down at half-time to win that game by 1, even allowing for the controversy at the finish, you've got to give them great credit. Absolutely,
yeah, you do, and it's great credit, and they've someone as valuable as Kevin Walsh as well involved in their management team. It's just like, it's great credit to that Killannin team that they will have bonus territory. They will be delighted.
We're getting ready for the draw for the quarterfinals in a few minutes' time, but it certainly is going to be a draw that everybody will eagerly anticipate. We're going to have a look at some highlights of this fixture, including that amazing finish between Killannin and Mountbellew Moylough, before we go down and conduct the draw for the quarterfinals of the championship. But the Killannin supporters and players are staying out on the field. The Mountbellew Moylough people, unfortunately, are crestfallen as they leave Pearse Stadium, and they can only imagine what might have been. But for Killannin, they're about to find out who their quarter-final opponents will be. We're going to be down live with the draw for the quarter-finals in just a couple of minutes. My thanks to Pádraig Cunningham for his company all evening. We'll get ready for the draw, and then we will be bringing to you the quarter-final lineup for the Intermediate and Senior Championship. Have a look at the highlights. We'll be back with the draw here live in Pearse Stadium in just a couple of minutes. Looks like a defender in an attacking position. Back it goes. Chance for John Daly to get the opening score. He swings the left boot up and over the bar. John Daly, where Dunmore managed 3 points into the wind in the first half. Here's a shot from distance for 2 points. It's up and over the bar. And this would be meat and drink normally as we watch Cullum off the left. Yeah, beautiful strike out on this left hand side. He's got support, toe to hand. Cathal Walsh just taking it at a run, using Enda Kelly on the overlap. Walsh in on goal, a chance off the right, win for it, and it's in the net. It got a couple of deflections. He was a chance in the 23rd minute to extend Mountbellew's lead. Gets plenty of distance on this one. Strikes it back off the upright and over the bar. Great score. Referee says play on. John Daly, lovely ball through. This could work out. Now in on goal here. A chance from Mulherney's one-on-one. A shot. Oh, and across the face of the goal. Giving an advantage here. Is there a ball over the top? There is from Welch. It's a nice ball trying to get through. Again, bottled up. Opportunity for Killannin to chip a point here. By 2. Let's see how this 45 goes from Barry McHugh. Right-footed. Again, he's just pushing them to the right.
He's gone.
Even if they concede another one here, which the shot is coming in, is that a point from distance? It certainly is. Is he going to wind up for the shot? No, goes back to a man in a better position off the right. This is going to take very close to the ball over the bar. It's a beautiful two-pointer. Is he going to wind up for the shot? No, goes back to a man in a better position off the right. This is going to take very close to the ball over the bar. It's a beautiful two-pointer. Up, fouled, plays on, solo and go. 2 men on the shoulder. One of them making great inroads is Collie Mannion, also moving forward on the right hand side. There's an opportunity to play it across again. Davoli has a chance for a goal. There is. It's with 2 minutes to go of normal time, and now with 2 minutes of added time, here's Daly going for a two-pointer. He's got another one. Inroads now. Here's the first chance. Darragh Walsh taking the possession from the kick out, flick across. Should be a chance of a point, and is. It's a single point. And Kelly coming forward again. He goes for a two-pointer outside of the right. It's going to drop in around the house. Out comes the goalkeeper. Gets an important touchdown. And that by enough for Mountbellew Moylough to try and clear their lines. Ronan Caldwell is in there. The ball is kicked into the back of the net. The goal is...
You come out with an 11-point lead at half-time in a Gaelic football game and you say, like, oh, you should be okay, but not anymore.
Not with this kicker either. Darragh Welch. Minutes of play. They haven't really had much of an opportunity. Here's one that's going to drop in around the house. It's a decent effort. It's over the bar. Lost the initial initiative. Here's Patrick Sweeney, goes for a bit of an up and under. It's dropping up and over the bar. Swivel. He's around Sam Keeney like he wasn't there, and then gives a little hand pass back to Ryan, to Daly. He goes outside of the left. This will be some score. It is an nonsense going on. The linesman is having to come in. There's two Muir Ishkas having a running battle there as well. And that's most unsavoury like. We knew nothing about it. Killannin have won it back. Kent O'Connor. It could be a single point for Killannin. They have a chance to get a score, and the ball is chipped up and over the bar. He's done so much right since he's come in, but he just looked like he was trying to get the ball. He's still battling away. As he pulled off the ball. He is. It's a free to bit of score, but in the end Michael Boyle's effort was blocked down. Killannin haven't turned it over. They've got a free. The man back there with possession is Brian Noon. He goes to ground. Is he dragged? He's told to bring it forward. It's a 50-metre penalty up the other end of the field. Killannin are a world of space if they can get the ball forward, but they're very slow in releasing it. Sweeney, is he going to wind up for a shot? Somebody has to. He goes for a ball in over the top. It's inside. There's a goal chance. Here's the shot. It's in the back of the net. Killannin have got a goal. The ball from Sweeney into this wind is to earn a close-in free. Kieran Mulhern will pop it. That'll have us level, and we'll have 3 minutes to play. Ryan Roach gives it off to Brian Mitchell. He's looking to make up. Johnny Heaney off the left. This will be some score. Johnny Heaney goes up and over the bar. Who else would you... Here in Pierce Stadium, who are getting ready live on Galway GATV and on Galway Bay FM for the draws for the Senior Football Championship and Intermediate Football Championship quarter-finals. I think we'll all agree we needed a moment to get our breath after that extraordinary match between Killannin and Mountbellew Moylough. But Killannin are in the pot for the Senior Championship quarter-final draw in a few minutes. But first up, we've got the Intermediate Football Championship, and we do know that the teams that were in the draw already from topping the group in the quarter-finals, Unspeedale, Kilkerran, Clonberne, Ilonoran and St Brendan's, are going to be matched against Carlastrand, Caltra, Corofin and Cartoon Shamrocks, who of course have come through the weekend action as well. So we will now make those pairings. Mike McMahon and Mary Judge are with me from Galway County Board. Mike, you're going to explain first and foremost, there are a number of repeat pairings that can't happen in the Intermediate Championship, so that will dictate how this intermediate draw plays out.
That's correct, Ollie. Ilonoran cannot play Cartoon Shamrock, or sorry, Corofin B or Carlastrand. Therefore, they can only get Cartoon Shamrocks or Caltra. So what we'll be doing is we will be putting Ilonoran in its own in pot A, and we will be putting Corofin B and Carlastrand in pot B. We will draw the first match, which will be the Killannin game. Then we will put in the remaining teams into their respective pots and draw from there. But there can be no repeat pairings. So that means St. Brendan's can't get Cartoon Shamrocks, Killannin can't get Corofin or Caherlistran, and Kilkerran can't get Caltra. On Spidgale, there are no restrictions on who on Spidgale can get.
All right, if that sounds a bit complicated, don't worry. We're about to extrapolate some of the teams from here. We do know Killannin have got basically A or B, so we'll just make sure that that is Killannin for the first of the quarterfinals of the Intermediate Championship. Mike will just clarify that. So that's Killannin, and we will match up who they play. Mary, you're going to pick which one of the two teams that they can draw. We know it's going to be Cartoon or Corofin B. Mary, that is against Caltra. So Caltra is Killannin. So that is a legitimate quarter-final. Caltra against Killannin. So Caltra, the team, of course, who lost last year's final in a replay in such dramatic circumstances to St. Michael's, they are going to have to overcome Killannin if they're going to get back into the semi-finals. So Killannin against Caltra. Now, Mike, we know that the other teams are back in. Let's see who comes out first. There are still a couple of repeat matches that we have to watch out for in the Intermediate Championship.
Kilkerran-Clonberne.
Next out, Kilkerran-Clonberne. So any restrictions on Kilkerran-Clonberne? No, because Caltra are already drawn, they can get whoever this is. So this is a fixture that will stand. Corofin B. So Corofin's intermediate team, how impressive were they this weekend, are up against Kilkerran-Clonberne, who, remember, last year were involved in the intermediate relegation final against Williamstown. They've saved themselves and now are back in the quarter-finals where they'll take on Corofin. So Killannin against Caltra, Kilkerran-Clonberne against Corofin. They're the first two intermediate quarter-finals. Let's go to the third quarter-final and find out who comes out.
Unspidgale.
Unspidgale, very impressive in their 3 group games to date. Now there are a couple of restrictions on Unspidgale, so because of repeat pairings, they will have to play Caherlistran, which is what comes out.
No, on Spidgale.
We'll wait and see.
On Spidgale,
we'll have to play Cartoon.
Can't play. That if this happens, it means that on Spidgale or that St. Brendan's will be playing Cartoon, which isn't, which is a repeat fixture. So on Spidgale will be playing Caherlistran. They're moved down to Caherlistran because St. Brendan's. Sorry, apologies. On Spidgale will play Cartoon and St. Brendan's will play Caherlistran.
To avoid the read pairings, we're happy that that is the case. So to clarify, Unspidgale will be playing Cartoon Shamrocks to avoid the repeat pairings, and Caherlistran will move back up and will come in to provide the opposition to St. Brendan's. Let's just make sure that they are in the final pot to make sure that that is the case, Mary, and we'll take that out just to make sure all is above board, and then we'll clarify. St. Brendan's
and Cartoon
Shamrocks. So let's look at the final fixture then, as Cartoon drop down to provide the opposition for Unspidgale. That means that Caherlistran will provide the opposition for St. Brendan's. So we'll recap on that one. St. Brendan's against Caherlistran is correct. Killannin against Caltra, Kilkerran-Clonberne against Corofin, and Unspidgale, they will be in action against Cartoon Shamrocks. Let's go back to my colleague Pádraig Cunningham, who'll join me as well for a moment, Pádraig, just for a look at those matches. Straight off, of course, I mean, you've got to look at some of those fixtures that we looked at in the Intermediate Championship as well. St. Brendan's against Caherlistran, as they look to try and get back into senior football. For Caherlistran, the next obstacle are the men from Ballygar Newbridge. St. Brendan's, tough one for them?
Yeah, they are. Look at their team. I really fancy St. Brendan's. I've seen them a few times this year and I've seen them playing. I think they're strong around the middle. They've got some serious inside forwards involved as well, so it's a big test for Caherlistran and one they'll relish playing, obviously.
I mentioned Caltra, the fact they came out first in the hat to play Killannin. That's going to be a whopper of a game.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be an absolute whopper game. Caltra were really unlucky last year, so they'll fancy their chances again going the distance this year, if not going one step further.
Probably a match that we're going to see out here as well, hopefully in conditions a little more benign than now. The other two games, of course, Killannin against Corofin. The way Corofin are going at the moment, I mean, they'll have to be fancied.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the score they put up today is really impressive. So they'll definitely be a force to be taken down.
And on Spidale against Cartoon Shamrocks, another clash of West and North. So another fixture perhaps that could be heading for Pearse Stadium.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's another fixture that could be potentially for here. Two good teams as well. Spidale have seemed to got their kind of act together. They had a kind of rough league campaign and really kind of got themselves together in championship. And after the first day out, they put in two massive performances, and now they're into a quarter-final against Cartoon.
Well, it's all bets off from here then as we move to the Senior Championship quarter-finals. Again, we go back to Mike McMahon just to explain there are a couple of permutations here in terms of repeat fixtures we can't have. Explain the context of this draw, Mike.
So in this instance, Saul Till Knocknacarra can't get Hook the Rard. Mauquillan can't get Killannin or St James's. Toom Stars can't get Dunmore McHale's. So similar to the last one, what we're doing is we're putting Mauquillan into one pot and we're putting Dunmore McHale's and Hook the Rard into the other pot. We're going to draw that and then we're going to put the rest of the teams in their appropriate pots.
So because Mauquillan can only get 2 teams out of the 4, we're going to do that draw first and find out who Mauquillan are going to draw, either Dunmore or Hook the Rard. One could be a very tasty derby match. One could be the Clash of the Green. So there's Mauquillan, just to clarify that that's them. Lots of paper flying around in very windy conditions here. And they will play Hook the Rard. So that comes out of the hat. Mauquillan against Hook the Rard. Let's see what the thinking is like out there. That's the ultimate derby match if ever there was one. So that's the first of the senior quarter-finals. So Dunmore back in the hat now, where again they can play everybody except Toom Stars. They can get Salthill or Corofin. Let's find out the first team out, Mike.
Salthill Knocknacarra.
So Salthill are next out. Salthill Knocknacarra have been drawn to play St James's. Mary has drawn, so Salthill against St James's. A nice derby match as well, kept in the city speed limits. So St James's against Salthill is a tasty one as well. James's impressive winners over Milltown today in Toom Stadium. Hook the Rard, a fine win yesterday as they came through against Clare Galway with a dramatic late flurry of scores. Now next up it's Toom Stars. They will play. So sorry, next out it's Corofin. Corofin are next out. So the defending champions Corofin. They look like they have to play Dunmore McHale's because of the repeat pairings. We'll make sure that is the case. They have been drawn to play Dunmore McHale's. So Dunmore against Corofin, a repeat of a county final from 28 years ago. Here they are meeting now in the quarterfinals of the championship, and it should be the last pairing then, Toom Stars in action against the side that we just saw win here today, Killannin. So Toom Stars against Killannin is the draw. Mauquillan against Hook the Rard, Salthill Knocknacarra against St James's, and Corofin against Dunmore McHale's. I don't think any of those 4 fixtures will need much promotion in order to get people to get out of their houses and get up here to watch some of those games. Some incredible games. Porrick, I'll get you to come and join me in a moment to have a look at those. My thanks to Mike and to Mary, to Porrick and to all the guys involved in coordinating the draw. Just recap on those as well. First out, Mauquillan Hook the Rard. I mean, mother of God.
Yeah, a lovely little fixture. Next door neighbours going at each other. There's a lot of oohs and ahs there when you drew it. So look, it's a humdinger of a game. Mauquillan Hook the Rard won't fear going in, and everyone knows Mauquillan, the force they are. I do feel like they're probably my team to win it, but it's going to be a battle.
Salthill Knocknacarra are the bookies' favourites. They will have to overcome a St James's team. Footballer of the year from 2 years ago, Paul Conroy. That might be no pushover, and of course that's going to be here as well.
Absolutely, and in conditions like this, someone like Paul Conroy in a field like this, 55 yards from goal, you know what's coming. So that's going to be a good battle for Salthill Knocknacarra.
Toom Stars and Killannin, that's an interesting one because that's a fixture that could go just as easily to Toom Stadium with Corofin and Dunmore if they're to split the 2 quarter-finals and play them as 2 double headers.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a game that probably go with 2 double headers in quarterfinals, and one probably bring that to Tuam Stadium and give Pearse Stadium and Tuam Stadium the benefit of both the games. So look, it's a great opportunity for St. Killannin as well, going at an opportunity like that to get to a semi-final. You just never know.
Tuam Stars, though, having come through as group winners, they're waiting for a month. The fact that Killannin have this fixture here and having showed such heart and great battle to get through it, does that give them a bit of an advantage, given that they've played within 2 weeks of that fixture, as distinct from Tuam having to wait, as with all the group winners, for a month?
Absolutely, Ollie. It does. I do think playing games is more beneficial to you than sitting in the resting wings waiting. You lose that match sharpness, and that's what Killannin will get today, playing against an outfit like Mountbellew, who have so much senior experience, I suppose. So Killannin won't fear it going into Tuam to give them a good rattle.
Dromore McHale's finally have got the biggest task of all, to try and take down Corofin. Now maybe they'll take a little bit of inspiration from their neighbours Milltown and how they got on in drawing with Corofin earlier on in the championship, but that's a big ask for Dunmore, is it?
It's a big ask, yeah, but like there's a lot of young talent in that Dunmore team, so they will play with no fear, give a great opportunity to play against the reigning champions and try to take them out. And look at what better fixture do you want as a footballer when you're training so hard all year? You probably want to play against the best teams and showcase yourself as one of the best footballers in the county at the times.
It will be in Tuam Stadium as well. That's one fixture that I suppose will please both Corofin and Tuam in terms of the weather conditions we had to enjoy here today. But all in all, you're down to the 4 quarter-finals. The 4 big guns were drawn in one pot. Do you expect all 4, as in the Corofin, Salthill, Lochnacara, Moycullen, Tuam Stars, to come through and be the semi-finalists?
Yeah, you probably do, in terms of like the battles they're going in, but they're going into tough battles. They're not going to be easy coasting games. Like Killannin today showed like the fight they have there. 11 points down at half time, came back. They fight, they'll put it to Tuam. St. James's will give it to Salthill. Dunmore will give it to Corofin, and Uachtarard will give plenty of it to Moycullen. So they're all going to get tough battles, but I do see all 4 are probably top 4 coming
Let me ask it a different way then. Of the 4, who's the most vulnerable? Who's the most likely of the 4 big guns to maybe slip up and be at the butt of a shock in the quarterfinals of the Galway Senior Football Championship?
I'll probably get a bit of slagging on this one, but I'm probably going to say Salthill and Lochnacara. I do think St. James's are an outfit that have distant shooters, and when it comes to conditions like this in Pearse Stadium, you just don't know what you're dealing with. And with someone like Paul Conroy in St. James's team who can kick a ball off the bar from 55-60 yards with that 2-point arc, and if it's a windy day like this today, it could be a surprise on the cards.
All bets are off. Pádraig, many thanks to you, and thanks for you for watching at home. Thanks to Johnny on camera as well. It's been a long and a cold and a very, very exciting evening in Pearse Stadium in the Galway Senior Club Football Championship, but the die is now cast for the quarter-finals. One thing for sure, you'll be able to hear and watch them live on Galway GATV and on Galway Bay FM in a couple of weeks' time. 2 weeks then for the quarter-finals of the Senior and Intermediate Football Championships. It's time, I think, that we got out of Pearse Stadium. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.